So, just did a bit of unexpected wandering around Wrexham there. Had some strange senses of deja vu as I was going around. Like, I'd sort of nearly found places that I remembered from being very, very little, but I couldn't absolutely swear to it. Um, I went, I went looking for a comic store and found a retro game store instead, which is what you're about to see the video of. But I also then eventually found the comic store I kind of thought I was looking for in the first place in Wrexham markets. So I'm just going to drop some random photos of Wrexham in as well that I took as I was going around, because it's when I was trying to figure out where these places were that I remembered from Wrexham. I'd looked at various sites of sort of historical Wrexham, so I recognised some of the things that I saw as I was walking around just now. But apparently the match is going to start in about an hour and a half or so, so I better get out. And yeah, Stedford's on as well. So all in all, probably not the best time to be going to Wrexham, but I'm going to be on my way further into North Wales now. So yeah, so a couple of bonus bits that I didn't expect to get today. And I'll do a pickup from Wrexham as well, just to round things off for you. So here comes the video. Cheers for now.
Oh, look at that handsome man and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, so just bear with me while I do a little bit of a slideshow bit here, because this is Wrexham. It was not necessarily on my list of places to go in terms of actually getting to stores, but having hit the 3 I intended to, I decided to go for this as a bonus extra, and it did turn out really well. Now, this shot is where I half thought that I might once have got a toy from my childhood, which is an A-Team Corvette. And you can see these markets have been around in the town for over 100 years, but they're all seemingly getting revamped at the moment. So this was the general market here. And I can't swear that I remembered all of them at all. I think this was the butcher's market. And there's only one thing left in there now, and the rest of it is all being redeveloped. So there's a lot of historical stuff in, and I've seen images like these in all the old videos that I found of Wrexham when I was trying to sort of figure out where I remember these stores from. This central arcade is rather beautiful on the inside. You'll see in the next shot here that, you know, it's beautifully decorated on the inside, but it kind of dead ends. It's weird. There must be an overall plan. I meandered into this Fourth Planet Games store briefly. There was a session in full progress, so I didn't really intervene. There's a cathedral there, and Wrexham is now a city, of course. Now this market is Tai Pao, but it's a new market, and this is where I discovered the retro store. And I asked the guys if they might have had a little mooch around, and they said no, by all means, fill your boots. So I did. So this is the it's a sort of retro gaming store, which I don't normally shoot for at all. But as it was there, I felt it would be rude not to. And they then gave me a sort of a tip to go and find a shop called Gecko. And then my further wanderings from there led me to eventually finding in what's called Wrexham Markets, confusingly enough, the comic book store that I'd originally been looking for. So that did work out alright in the end. Now there's Nintendo 64 GoldenEye. I love that game. I love the N64. I got it quite late, but I used to play it in a game store that I worked in part-time. And we'd shut up the store at night. And then we'd just sort of stand around playing GoldenEye on the demo N64 in the store for like hours. It's good times. You've got Dreamcast, got Nintendo Scope light guns there. GameCubes, PlayStations old and various. There's a House of Retro logo there and the big Pikachu head. It's pretty unmissable once you pass it by. Various Wii games for sale, N64 cartridges. I mean, it does go back before that as well. Lots of DS stuff there as well, if that's your bag. Got Zelda, Pokemon, Paperboy even. So yeah, F-Zero there. Really did take me back actually, because it's been so long since I just sort of, you know, as I say, I wouldn't really hunt out retro game stores as such, because I don't have any old consoles to play anything on. But I do emulate Amiga games from time to time. even BBC games actually, if I go that far back, if I'm feeling particularly nostalgic. But here we've got slightly more modern kit like Game Boys, and also Nintendo DS's there, 3DS, PlayStation Portables, I think. Probably the old Game Gear in there as well. Game Boy Advance, PS Vita as well. Yeah, Mega Drives there, look at that. Never owned one, but I saw a lot of them. NES or SNES there. Wii U, Super Nintendo there. Yeah, it does take me back. I did pick up something from here, which I'll show you on the pickup video from Wrexham as a whole. Unfortunately, what I didn't do was I didn't film in the comic store, which I kind of regret now. But it was quite small, and I was really running short on time because I needed to get across to North Wales, well, further into North Wales. So I didn't really get a chance to do as much in Wrexham as I might have done had I known where places were and been better organised. If I did it again, I would definitely go again and, you know, sort of be a bit more organised about it. Now, I'm trying to remember what the comic store was called now. Actually, I can find out because I've got my phone to my left. Bear with me. So I think the comic store I eventually found was called BCCM. And as I say, it was in Wrexham Markets. There was also a sort of a second-hand DVD store in there that I got a few pickups from as well. Just looking back, it's a PlayStation 4. Again, not one I've ever owned, but XCOM, Minecraft there, Zelda's again, Tomb Raider. Now, those original PlayStation discs do take me back massively, because that's the sort of stuff that I used to sell in the game store, because it was late 90s. That dates me, doesn't it? Carbon dates me, God. But Metroid, wow. There's a, I think I'll show you it in a moment actually, but there was also a sealed GoldenEye cartridge as well there, which again makes me smile. many happy memories with that game of bouncing grenades off walls to try and hit people and all that sort of stuff. It's a very, very cool game. Dreamcast there, but it did multiplayer so effortlessly. You know, wired controllers, but you could fit 4 people on it really, really easily. And the cartridges were indestructible as well, which is also a bonus. Skyrim there. There's the GoldenEye. There we go. Yep. I also enjoyed the way that the enemies reacted in a realistic way depending on where you hit them. That always impressed me in GoldenEye as well for its time. Quake 2, wow. Various flavours of Mario, Pokemon, Zelda again, multiple Zelda everywhere. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's more modern, Xbox One. Call of Duty, Forza, some used to love Forza. Halo Wars down the bottom there. There's Fallout 4 for £2. I should have picked that up. I didn't realize it was only £2. I've just got it on PC actually for reasons that will be obvious, I imagine. Okay, cool. Kirby, never played it. Jumanji, Metroid. It definitely wasn't on my list of things to do on this particular day, but all of the hours I spent in Wrexham until I was sort of biding my time until hospital visiting times opened, basically. You know, I just didn't anticipate. I went purely on a punt on the off chance that I would be able to find the comic store that was vaguely knew existed there somewhere, and then I came across these guys. Just dances are quite entertaining actually. We did have some of those on the Wii when my son was little. Super Mario, Batman Lego, Red Steel, Resident Evil. Just loads. I mean, they were really well stocked. And the guy gave me a tip actually. He used to work in CEX, and apparently you can actually get your discs cleaned there for a small fee. They'll actually clean your CDs and DVDs and stuff for you. So I didn't know that. But it was well laid out for a little, you know, for a market sort of stall. It was, the market itself was really well done. It was very, very clean. You know, really, really impressive building. And I think this is what they're trying to do with a lot of the town. They're actually trying to bring independent business back in from the looks of it, and just have lots of, you know, sort of small business holders take root and populate the place, which I think is a lovely idea. The other thing I noticed as well, because I kind of forgotten this, because it seems like Game, I don't know if this is universal, maybe tell me in the comments, but Game was in a Sports Direct. I remember somebody mentioning that the other day on some, when people were chatting, and I hadn't really noted that, but it looked for all the world as if it was going to be a normal game store, but then I realised it was actually inhabiting somewhere else. So I don't know if that's that's now standard. The last time I saw a game store, I think it was in Bradford, and it was still just a game store, you know. But yeah, PlayStation 4, a couple of those Nintendo scopes there, a keyboard for a Dreamcast, brilliant. Do you remember the Dreamcast? Very old, slightly obscure console. Had a game that involved a dolphin. Was it Echo the Dolphin? I think that got a port. Guitar Hero guitars. Original box stuff here. So now we're into Mega Drive games here. By Lara Cricket. And this is proper retro stuff now. PGA Tour 96, FIFA 95. Getting earlier and earlier. In fact, I think actually I just waved my phone in the general direction here because I had to go so low. It was just easier. There wasn't a lot of space around this particular stand. Premier Manager 97. That's James Pond there, isn't it? On the Mega Drive. Brilliant. I associate him far more with the Amiga in my head. But just lovely to see all this really, the see-through Nintendo 64s. Look at them. Awesome. GameCube there. Just proper old school stuff. Brilliant. Sega Saturn. Nice. Virtua Gun. Yeah. Wow. Proper old school. Marble Madness. Remember Prince of Persia? Next, Pit Fighter. E-SWAT. Vigilante. Shadow of the Beast. Wow. Not on an Amiga. Amazing. But all of that sort of, very sort of. When did I have an Amiga first? I'm trying to think. It must have been about 92. That sound about right? PlayStation 4's here. Wii paraphernalia's various. Mario Kart on the Wii. Yeah, remember that. Got that still probably somewhere actually. A few more random cartridges there. No idea what those controllers are. Answers on a postcard. Trying to get the phone into this little gap. Lemmings there. Of course there's Lemmings. Sega Ghostbusters. More Prince of Persia. Domark. I remember them. Sega Master System. Okay. Crash Dummies. Rampage. Dick Tracy. Making Pro Football. More Lemmings. Populous. 3. Even more games I remember that no one else does. So, hope you enjoyed that whiz around the store there. I have to edit the dog barking out of the video now. But a really good selection of stuff. Nicely presented. Very helpful guys in there. So do check them out if you're in the area, won't you? That's it for this one. Cheers for now.